Hi, I am Cap the Clown, also known as Justin Lindsay. Today we are going to read my favorite book, Where the Wild Things Are. So, here we go. Where the Wild Things Are. There's Max and the Wild Things. The night Max wore his wolf suit, he made mischief of one kind and another. There's Max making mischief. And another. He's chasing the dog. And his mother called him Wild Thing. And Max said, "I'll eat you up." And so he was sent to bed without eating anything. But that very night in Max's room, a forest grew. And grew. And grew until his ceiling hung with vines, and the room and the world became the room all around. And an ocean tumbled by with a private boat for Max, and he sailed off through the night and the day. There he goes sailing. And in and out of weeks, and almost over a year, to where the wild things are. There's the wild thing. And when he came to the place where the wild things are, they roared their terrible roars, and gnash, 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 gnash their terrible teeth, and rolled their terrible eyes, and showed their terrible claws. Until Max said, "Be still," and tamed them with a magic trick of staring into their yellow eyes without blinking once. And they were frightened, and they called him the most wild thing of all. And then they made him the king of all wild things. And now, Max cried, "Let the wild rumpus start." I would have rather used begin, but it's okay. There he is. And so they go. That's wild rumpusing. Oh, we do it again. And there, keep going. "Now stop," Max said, and he sent the wild things off to bed without their supper. And Max, the king of all wild things, was lonely, and he wanted to go somewhere where someone loved him best. Then all around, from far away across the world, he smelled good things to eat. And so he gave up being the king of where the wild things are. And the wild things cried out, "Oh, please don't go. We'll eat you up. We love you so." And Max said, "No." The wild things roar their terrible roars, and they gnarl their terrible teeth, and they roll their terrible eyes, and they show their terrible claws. But Max stepped into his private boat, and he waved goodbye, and sailed back over a year, and in and out of weeks, and through the day and through the night. Back to his very own room, where he found his supper waiting for him. And it was still hot. The end. Who do you think left Max his supper? I think it was his mom, because she probably loves him most of all. All right, that was Where the Wild Things Are. I will be back next week with another story. I'm thinking Dr. Seuss.